Hello, today we're going to look at a Schwinn Stingray. This is a December of 1967 Schwinn Stingray in the copper tone original paint. This bike's going to go up for auction on August 19th, 2018. It's going to be a 7-day auction that'll end on August 26th, 2018. So this is a Schwinn Stingray copper tone standard model with 2-speed overdrive back hub. And before we get into all the details of the bike, we're going to show that this 2-speed back wheel is working, and we're going to compare it to a 2-speed of '69, December of '69, that had a different ratio. So this is the blue band. This is a 1 to 1.5 ratio. So you had the 1 to 1, which is a regular gear, like a single speed. And then when you rotate the pedals backwards, you're going to put it in overdrive, which is going to give it a 1 to 1.5. So what that means is every time the sprocket rotates around one time, the wheel is going to rotate around 1.5 times. And that's with the blue band, which was always grouped with the 36 teeth Lucky 7 sprocket on these earlier Stingrays. So I've got some tape. So we put tape here, and I put an orange indicator tape on the sprocket so we can keep track. So we're going to watch. So right now we're in 1 to 1. So this should rotate one time, and the wheel should rotate one time. This would be like a standard ratio of single speed bikes. All right, so here we go. All right, going to keep it nice and slow so we can see it. So there we go. One time around for the sprocket, one time around for the wheel. Now to change gears on these, all you did was rotate back like you were going to bump the brakes. Come back. Alright, so now we should be in the overdrive. So now the sprocket's going to go around one time, and our wheel should do 1.5 rotations. So there we go. So the sprocket went around one time, the wheel made a complete revolution, plus another half. So this was the blue band, 2-speed, they called it the overdrive. Now I have a bike here that has the yellow band. You see the difference on the yellow band. Now, this sprocket was also a 2-speed, Schwinn Stingray. This model is a 1969. It hasn't been restored yet, as you can see. This is what you would call untouched. Now with the yellow band, you had just like any other one, you had a 1 to 1 ratio. But when you went into the extra gear, it was like an easier gear for climbing a hill or an overpass or just an easier pedaling. So that would go around, when the sprocket goes around one time, the wheel's only going to rotate like a 0.67. So it's a 1 to 0.67 ratio. So right now we should be in the 1 to 1. This will be the regular gear, so they should both rotate one time. Alright, there you go. That went around one time, this went around one time. Now we're going to shift it. Same way. Rotate it back like you're going to hit the brakes. Come back, they're lined up. This one should go around once, and this one should come just short of going around one time. So there you go, one time. You see this one's about right here. If you figured this was 0.5, this was 0.75, so it's somewhere in between, and they called it 1 to 0.67. So they're both working, and you can see the difference. And this one here, so the 1 to 0.67, they grouped with the larger sprocket. This had a 46 teeth on it. So the yellow band would have been with the larger sprocket, and then the blue band would have been with the smaller sprocket. Okay, so this bike here is a December of '67. But being a late month bike, this bike could have been sold as a '68. Now, a lot of times that didn't matter because none of the parts didn't change. But this particular year, you had a lot of last edition parts and first edition parts going from '67 to '68. Now the first one that we'll talk about here is the handlebars. So a '67 handlebars, the angle was a lot, came down a lot sharper. Your hands actually set below the curb. A lot of times they call them the fastback handlebars. They're the same ones they used on the fastback in '66. So in '68, they lessened that, they smoothed it out a little bit, so it wasn't such a sharp angle as you see right here. And these handlebars are date coded 68. So these are Schwinn 68 handlebars on a December of 67 bike, which is going to be correct. So this bike was sold as a 68, even though the serial number is 67. Now the forks match the serial number. They're 12 plus 7, December of 67. The neck, the stem on the handlebars, it has a date code of 67. And the crank has a date code of October of 67. So your core parts all seem to be correct on this bike, which match up for a late December 67 bike that would have been sold as a 68. Now, so some of the last things that you would have saw in 68. One of them we'll start right off with is these red dot, they call them red dot brakes. So that's the type 890, which was matched with the S7 wheel, so that's correct. And then as you can see, it's probably easier to see right there. It's got the red dot on the brake. So it has a little sharper edge on the end. That's something that they got away with after 68. These brakes are in great condition. The brake pads have been replaced, got a new cable, but it's a nice set of brakes. And something first, so this is when, in 68, Schwinn first started going to the sparkle slimline grips on all their bikes. So this one's got the copper tone sparkle grips. Now, 68 was the last year of the copper tone, and 68 was the last year of the 2-speed with the overdrive, the blue band. After that one, they started going to the yellow band. So that also goes with, this is going to be the last year that you find the Lucky 7 on the standard model. Now in 68, they did have 2 different size frames come out. So they had a 5-speed regular Stingray that would have accepted a larger sprocket. The frame would have been stretched here. And also in 68 is when we first started seeing the crates, which also has a larger sprocket, so a different size in the frame. And some people may have found this out the hard way. They buy a 68 frame with the intentions of repainting it and turning it into a crate, only to find out that it won't accept the large sprocket. That's because you had 2 different size frames in 68. Now, what else do we have? So we got S7, nice Schwinn wheel on the front. I'll go ahead and spin that. It's working in great order. I'll hit the brakes one time on it. Brakes are working good. New brake pads make all the difference. New cable. It has a USA made West Wind front tire, Schwinn front tire. And that back, we already showed that the 2-speed's working, but that is that's an S2 stamped wheel. That's a USA made Schwinn slick tire on it. This bike has new decals on it. We put new decals on it. That's the water transfer. They came out great. And we wet sanded the entire bike, all the rough spots. We smoothed it out to an even surface, and then we put a coat of clear coat over it to protect the decals and the paint. So you can kind of see this bike right here. Let's jump over this bike again. So you want to talk about, so why do you do that? Okay, you look at these spots. So this is how they look before we sand them. This is a typical wrench strike, someone trying to adjust the seat. So that's what you get. And these are what original decals most of the time are going to look like. They can be yellow, they're going to be missing. So then if you look over here, so these are similar spots. So these have been, they're still there. All the patina and character is still there. It's just been smoothed out to an even surface, sealed over to keep it from further corrosion. And then the decals, the new water transfer decals, when you protect them with that clear coat, you can have a lot less trouble with them. So that's what happened to on this bike. Let's see. So the seat on this bike, it has a small tear in it. It's not very big. It's not that bad. It's a small tear. But this is the white silver sparkle seat. Now this one has the silver inlays on it. So this seat would have actually been found on a deluxe. The standard model would have been the exact same seat, but without the silver inlays on it. So this seat, even though it is a 68, would have been found on a deluxe, but we have it here on a standard bike. Other than that, all the other parts are correct for the bike. rod's great. I'm gonna spin that back wheel even with the tape on it, just to show the mechanical workings of it. So right now we're in that overdrive. So you can get a lot of speed on that overdrive. We're gonna hit the brakes on that one. All right. Now we're in the 1-to-1, kind of a standard gear there. So everything's working good. The bike's had a complete mechanical workover. We're gonna take it down. We're gonna put it on the street, ride a little bit just to show the working. And we wish you luck and happy bidding. All right, so we got the bike down. We're gonna bring it out. We're gonna take it for a quick ride. One thing we wanted to point out is this decal right here is original. It's not a water transfer, and it still has the dealer sticker on it out of what you can make out on it from Madison, Wisconsin, where the bike was originally sold. So I'm gonna take it for a quick ride. I'm gonna try to shift it a couple times, and we'll call it a day. So here we go. So this is in the overdrive, and you can feel it. And we'll rotate back to shift. And that's the easier gear. Shift again. The overdrive. That's it. Everything's working, and good luck on your bid.